Have you read the WhatsApp, the chat I sent last week? I mean, on the 15th of December, we will have a class. Have you read my chat, my message?
Yes,
I
I
sent.
have,
All right, all right. So on 19th of December, we will have the mid test, right? So the on 19th of December is the last meeting. The last meeting, 8 meetings, and next week, I mean, on the 27th of December, Professor Didi will continue the course. Yes, who is presenting today? Who is presenting today? No presentation today. What group is it?
Miss Waryati, can you answer the question of
Waria,
our lecturer?
Miss Ari is smiling only. Smiling. No answers from Ari Waryati, and she is just smiling. Don't forget to say that you are present in the group, WhatsApp group. So yeah, make sure that you have send your, what do we call? So I'm just waiting for the presentation. I'm just waiting for the presentation. Waryati is smiling only in the system, and also Erlinawati is smiling, Nur Alia is smiling, everyone is smiling except Eddie.
Oh, ano pa ya pergi?
Pak Nani sama apa dari Pak Faisal?
Pak Nani, cuma Faisal aja. Ya.
Apa? Jawabannya apa dia?
Bilang aja dulu mau apa? Jadi ini apa nih?
Please do not forget to feel the presence, your presence in the group. I mean, our WA group. Eddie, where are you, Eddie? Are you in the office, Eddie?
No, sir, I'm at home, sir.
No,
Because
at home. Right.
yes, sir.
All right.
Today is holiday, sir. because
Oh, yeah.
COVID-19.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so the office closes on Saturdays, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you work until Friday. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Mirida is also smiling like Wariati. Jadi gini, sambil nunggu-nunggu presentasinya, saya mau kasih komen tentang apa ini yang udah di go sendkan ke saya. I just want to keep comment on the problems sent to me via GoSend by Melly. Is Melly here now? No? Where is Melly? Melly Lestari. Melly Lestari sent the problems of the research collectively to me last week, and I have read the problems. Seems to me that it is overlapped. Tumpang tindih, you know, tumpang tindih. Like Erlinawati talks about the speaking, and Wariati is also talking about speaking. Wariati and Erlinawati has the same problems, research problem. And also Zulkifli has the same problems, research problem with Eko Saputra. So seems to me that it is overlapped. I don't know why. Mariana also has the same research problem with Eko. So Eko has 2 research problems. I don't know why. Eko has the problems in preposition. So is there a Latifa Aini here? Is there Latifa Aini here? Latifa Aini, where is Latifa Aini? Nggak ada.
Join yet, sir.
Yes. Latifa Aini, where is Latifa Aini?
Present, sir.
Jadi Latifa Aini, you are talking about adverb acquisition. Itu tadi. Saya tengok di sini ada adverbs acquisition. Maksudnya apa ini Latifa? Acquisition. Saya baca ini adverb acquisition. Itu apa itu?
Tentang ini, sir.
Apa itu Latifa? Adverb acquisition. Ada lagi Sinta tentang adjective acquisition. Saya nggak pernah dengar istilah ini. Apa itu maksudnya? Sinta, where is Sinta? Is Sinta here now? Ada adjective acquisition. Nggak ngerti saya itu apa yang maksudnya.
Ini sir, apa sih?
Mana? Siapa? Who is speaking? Who is speaking? Who is speaking?
Mana 5 orang? Siapa? Fajar, Rehan, Aldi, Zaki, Ihsan. Itu lagi siapa? Ihsan. Rasim.
Where is Sintadora? Where is Sintadora? Mana Sintadoranya? Sintadora. Latifah tadi mana Latifah?
Ya sir.
Tadi
Ini
kamu
sir,
cerita
adverb
adverb
acquisition, sir. Apa sih itu tentang ini sir, bahasa anak-anak yang di umur 6 tahun gitu sir.
Hah?
Contohnya kayak penggunaan bahasa batu bara gitu, mengapo. Jadi kalau di dalam bahasa Inggrisnya itu, wah gimana sih acquisition anak itu ngomong menggunakan adverb gitu sir.
Maksudnya acquisition itu apa sih itu? Hah? Latifah? Acquisition di sini maksudmu bahasa Indonesianya apa? Halo, Latifah. Sinta mana Sinta? Ada Sinta? Sinta juga cerita tentang adjective acquisition. Nggak ngerti saya loh. Adverb ada siapa? Latifah adverb acquisition. Si Sinta adjective acquisition. Maksudnya apa itu?
Gini apa ya, pengambil alihan.
Pengambil alihan apa maksudnya?
Bentar ya, sir.
Jadi nggak bisa terjawab juga itu, nggak ngerti dia rupanya ini. Saya mau ini Pak apa?
Yes, sir.
Si Latifah nggak ngerti apa yang ditulisnya, si Sinta Luara juga nggak ngerti apa yang dimaksudnya. Edi, masalah penelitiannya, how does a primary school students acquire English vocabulary? Jadi bagaimana siswa primary school itu mendapatkan vocabulary bahasa Inggris? Itu masalahnya, kan?
Yes, sir.
Nah, jadi maksud saya gini, students-nya itu dijamakkan Pak Edi. How do a primary school student? Jadi how do primary school students? Jadi pakai how do.
Kalau misalkan yang mau diteliti cuma satu orang aja gimana sih? Karena dia mini research saya.
Ini kan nanti jadi tesisnya gitu kata Pak Profesor Didi, diharapkan ini jadi tesisnya. Jadi nggak mungkin satu siswa.
Jadi
Jamakkan aja.
bukan tesis ya. Berarti ini bukan hanya untuk mini research saja, tapi untuk bakal jadi tesis kita ya, sir.
Iya, diharapkan gitu. Jadi supaya mempermudah. Jadi ini dijamakkan aja, how do primary school students acquire English vocabularies. Jamakkan vocabulariesnya. Jadi gitu. How do primary school students acquire English vocabularies? Itu dia bagusnya. Jadi dia dalam bentuk jamak. Dalam bentuk jamak. Kemudian
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Herlina mana Herlina? Ada ya? Herlina ada sini Herlina. Sepertinya nggak ada ya. Ada Herlina. Oh ada Herlina. Nggak ada. Ada Herlina. Herlina Nokus ya. Nokus dia.
Yes, sir, ada. Sir.
Herlina Nokus. Di Nokus itu orang mana ini apa Herlina? Nokus. Herlina Nokus. Nokus itu apa? Dari mana tuh? Dari mana?
Masuk kanan dulu Pak Ibu pagi ini.
Ada. Halo Herlina, can you hear me? Mariana. Mariana, halo Mariana. Why don't you switch on your mic? Mariana, mic-nya diapakan diaktifkan? Hidupkan mic-nya. Saya mau nanya kamu. Ya.
Yes, sir.
Jadi ini masalahmu. How does the students acquire vocabulary through English song? Jadi ini sama juga dengan Pak Edi. Jamakkan aja. How do the students
Ini kata si Wahima,
acquire
masukkan ke borang formal.
vocabularies? Jamakkan.
Yes, sir.
Through English songs. Songsnya dijamakkan juga.
Oke, sir. Thank
Ulang
you,
ya.
sir. Yes,
Jadi
sir.
ulang lagi. Ulang. How do the
How
students
to the students
acquire vocabularies
through English songs?
songs? Ya.
Yes, sir.
Ya.
Thank you, sir.
Ya, thank you. Latifah ini, this is not a problems. Jadi Latifah ini membuat how to teach adverb acquisition. Jadi nggak bertanya loh. Jadi research problems itu bertanya, kalimat tanya. Jadi dibikin si Latifah ini how to teach adverb acquisition. Tadi saya tanya adverb acquisition, dia juga nggak ngerti apa maksudnya itu. Saya apa lagi?
Jadi diganti aja, sir.
Kau jelaskan dulu adverb acquisition itu apa maksudnya. Satu, yang kedua dia berbentuk pertanyaan. Namanya pun masalah. Masalah itu pertanyaan. Yang mau bikin ini tidak bertanya. Waryati, where is Waryati? Are you here, Waryati?
Yes,
Still smiling. Ya, Waryati. Where is Waryati?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
All right. I just want to give comment on your problems, research problem. What cognitive process do students implement in speaking English? Jadi proses kognitif seperti apa siswa-siswa implementasikan dalam speaking English, in speaking English? Implement itu kata apa itu Waryati? Implement. Is it a verb or is it a noun?
A verb, sir.
Verbs ya. What cognitive process do the students implement in speaking English? Okay, all right, good. Make the question mark, Waryati.
All right, sir.
Make the question mark. Khairia, where is Khairia? Is she here now, Khairia?
Yes, sir.
All right, Khairia, where is Khairia? No. Why don't you switch on your Khairia is chewing, you know, Khairia Panjaitan is chewing bubble gum maybe. Khairia.
What? Yes, sir.
Masalah. Yeah, okay, all right. But do not chew. How to use the effectively strategy in teaching reading comprehension for junior high school. Still, this is not a question. Jadi ini belum pertanyaan.
Okay, sir.
Belum pertanyaan. Jadi bikin ini menjadi pertanyaan. How to use the efficient strategy in teaching reading comprehension for junior high school. Ini bukan pertanyaan. Jadi bikin, rumuskan pertanyaan, masalahnya dalam pertanyaan. Jadi si Latifa dan Hoiria belum bertanya ini.
Okay, sir.
Rizka, mana Rizka? Ada Rizka?
Ada, sir.
Nah ya, Rizka. Alright. Rizka, you're talking about how the use of conversation videos in teaching English speaking for junior high school student. Ini juga belum bertanya. Belum bertanya.
Penggunaan, Sir.
Ya?
Bagaimana penggunaan
Iya.
video percakapan?
Jadi kalau untuk penggunaan, how is the use, gitu dia. Baru bertanya dia. How is the use? Itu baru bertanya. Ya? Nah, how is the use of conversational dialogue in teaching English speaking for junior high school students? Jamak kan?
Oh iya, Sir. Jamak ya, Sir.
Jamak kan? Studentsnya jamak kan? Kemudian bikin pertanyaannya jadi how is the use of bla bla bla. Kemudian si Devi, mana Devi? Saya nyambi mengabsen ini loh. Nyambi ngabsen, bukan hanya sekedar manggil-manggil, ini saya ngabsen ini. Devi Gita, ada Devi? Gak ada ya? Mana Devi? Ada Devi? Devi is not making a question. Sama halnya dengan si Latifa dan si Hoiria. Devi belum bertanya, belum rumusan masalah. Shirley, mana Shirley? Ada Shirley? Shirley juga belum bertanya ini. Erlinawati, mana Erlinawati? Erlinawati masalahnya jadi jangan sama. Masalahnya sama. Kalau si Waryati sama si Erlinawati sama masalahnya. Tolong bedakan. Dharma mana Dharma? Alright, are you here Dharma? Alright. Masalahnya adalah what instructional process does teacher follow to improve English vocabulary? Prosesis, jamak kan prosesisnya. Karena karena prosesnya enggak satu.
Oke, Sir.
What instructional processes does a teacher, tambahkan a.
A teacher.
A teacher, kalau dia follow itu ngekori namanya, ngekor, follow. Ini maksudnya bukan ngekori tapi lebih bagus adopt. Jadi kalau follow itu mengekori. Ini bagusnya diganti follow-nya ini jadi adopt. Adopsi. Jadi what instructional processes does a teacher adopt to improve English vocabularies? Jamakan vocabulariesnya.
Alright, Sir.
Right. Bikin question mark-nya. Question mark dibikin. Baru dia nanya. Bagus. Jadi ulang lagi. What instructional processes does a teacher adopt to improve English vocabularies. Gitu ya. Oke, bagus. Sekarang Umi, ada Umi Rida sini.
Ada, sir. I'm here, sir.
Umi Rida, how to teach today as the effectiveness material for first grade student junior school. Ini belum bertanya ini Umi. How to teach ini bla 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 ini nggak bertanya ini. Jadi rumuskan lagi apa salahnya. Ini yang kamu bikin ini belum bertanya.
Iya, sir.
Nah,
Tapi
ya.
enggak begini, sir. Tadi saya dengar sir bilang ini kan problem di mini research kita bisa jadi bakal jadi tesis kita kan, sir?
Iya.
Iya, tapi sebelumnya saya ada kesalahan, sir. Waktu saya menuliskan problem saya sama Prof. Didik, bukan ini yang saya sampaikan gitu, sir.
Oh, maksudnya harus sama loh. Karena kami
Harus sama, ya,
berkoordinasi. Kami berkoordinasi.
Iya, sama juga berarti nanti sama yang Sir Salamuddin ya, sir?
Cepat amat dari sekarang udah digodok ini tesisnya.
Iya, udah, sir. Jadi makanya ini tadi ada yang sebelumnya memang sudah ada gitu kan, sir, sama Prof. Didik. Tapi ini karena tadi baru saya yang salah gitu, sir, maksudnya.
Ya.
Nanti
Jadi
saya koreksi lagi ini ya, sir, judul yang saya kasih.
3 dosen 3 masalah, ini nanti kamu yang repot. Maksudnya biar dari sekarang
Iya, enggak, sir, cuma ini.
Yang mananya? Sama
Iya, sir, maksud saya.
Sama Prof. Didik lain
Saya
masalah.
yang masih salah gitu.
Iya,
Sama, sir.
Oke. Nanti tunjukkan sama saya masalahnya. Kalau bisa sama gitu, 3 dosen masalahnya sama. Jadi biar tajam gitu. Biar tajam. Zulkifli.
Iya, sir.
Zulkifli mana Jul? Ada Pak Jul sini ya? Ada. Pak Jul, halo Pak Jul. Mana?
Yes, sir.
Speech on
Yes,
orang. Ya. Jadi gini Jul. Masalahnya belum bertanya ini. What strategy used by teacher to improve students in speaking? Ini belum bertanya. Jadi bertanyanya what strategy is used? Is.
Okay. Alright, sir.
Is used by teachers. Jamakkanlah, guru bahasa Inggrisnya kan banyak. Ya kan?
Alright, sir.
To improve students. Ability. Jadi students apostrophe ability.
Okay. Alright, sir.
Ya. Students apostrophe skills ability to speak.
Alright, sir.
Jadi ntar dulu ya, saya tulis di sini students ability to speak. Jadi what strategy is used by teachers to improve students' ability to speak? Can you understand me, Joel?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Do you mind if I repeat, sir?
Yeah, all right. Please.
Okay. What strategy is used by teachers to improve students' ability to speak English?
All right. Yeah, good.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Sinta Dora mana Sinta Dora? Udah ada sini, Sinta. Belum ya?
Sir.
Mana Sinta? Oh ya Sinta.
Yes, sir.
I can hear your picture, Sinta.
Tadi ada masalah signal, sir, nggak bisa masuk.
Iya. Nggak bisa nengok apanya gitu. Why don't you switch on activate the video? I mean, your picture. Sinta.
Ya, waiting.
Alright.
Wait, sir.
Alright. Nah, jadi Sinta, teaching method of memorizing English translation of Holy Quran for children. This is also not a question, Sinta. Ini juga bukan bertanya ini, Sinta. Belum bertanya.
Yes, sir.
Nah, jadi kan ini belum bertanya. Teaching method of memorizing English translation of Holy Quran for children. Ini, Sinta. Supaya bertanya ini gimana caranya, apa? Sinta. Supaya bertanya. Bisa? Sinta supaya bertanya. Ada bisa bantu? Bisa bantu si Sinta ini merumuskan masalahnya? Halo, mana Sinta?
Yes, sir.
Oh ya, Sinta. I can hear you now. I can see you. Jadi bisa kamu rumuskan masalahnya nih supaya dia bertanya dia Sinta. Bisa?
With the method, sir. Pakai kata tanya gitu, sir.
Jadi kan kalimat tanyanya kan, what teaching method is adopted? What teaching method is adopted? What teaching method is adopted? Is adopted to memorize English translation of Holy Quran. Qurannya itu nggak gini tulisan bahasa Inggrisnya apa, Asinta? Dia dengan
yes, sir.
ya. Jadi
Pakai koran gitu ya, sir?
Iya, itu bahasa Inggrisnya.
Ya, yes, sir.
Nah, jadi kalau bahasa Inggrisnya nggak dengan Q. Oke ya. Jadi
sir.
What teaching method is adopted to memorize English translation of Holy Quran of the Holy, pakai the of the Holy Quran for children. Bikin tanda tanya. Tanda tanya. Coba ulang apa, Sinta?
What teaching method is adopted to memorize English translation of the Holy Quran for children?
Bagus, bagus. Gitu deh jadinya, Sinta.
Yes, sir.
Oke.
Yes, sir.
Sekarang si Nur Aulia, mana Nur Aulia? Ada Nur Aulia?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Aulia
sir.
Syariah. Mana?
Yes, sir.
Nur Aulia Syariah ini cuman Nur Aulia Syariah, oke dah.
Yes, sir.
How does student acquire in teaching English verb?
Yes, sir.
Ini bagaimana siswa mendapatkan apa nih artinya nih masalahnya ini Pak? Nur Aulia. How does the student acquire in teaching English verb? Bahasa Indonesianya apa ini kira-kira? Bagaimana? Halo.
Yes, sir.
Nur Aulia.
Jaringan, sir.
Ya, oke, jaringan. Nur Aulia Sari, kira-kira bahasa Indonesianya ini apa ini?
Ada.
Oke dah. Jaringan.
Itu kemarin dari itu, sir. Dari Sir Didi.
Berarti ini rumusan masalah Prof Didi ya? Rumusan masalah
Sir Didi yang ngasih, sir.
Oh, dia yang ngasih. Ini kan berarti rumusan masalah Pak Prof Didi lah, bukan punya kamu lah ini berarti.
Karena kan, sir, kata Sir Didi,
Yang SLE sama TEFL itu kan dia judulnya hampir sama, tapi kalau di SLE dia lebih ke bahasa, sedang ke TEFL di pengajarannya, Sir.
Oke. Coba terjemahkan masalah ini, rumusan masalah. Bahasa Indonesianya apa ini?
Bagaimana pengajaran verb kata kerja di dalam bahasa Inggris, Sir?
Bukan itu bahasa Indonesianya. Oh iya, bukan itu bahasa Indonesianya. Untuk jelasnya gini aja, kamu tanya aja sama Prof di masalahnya ini apa gitu.
Iya, Sir.
Tanya aja. Zulfitri ada? Zulfitri, Zuzu. Ada Zulfitri? Nggak ada. Hayati ada Hayati? Oh ya, Hayati. How to improve students' ability in writing review text through the movie. Ini
Yes,
juga
sir.
belum pertanyaan.
So, sir?
Ini belum pertanyaan. Coba bikin supaya bertanya seperti apa jadinya ini, Hayati.
Itu kan sir, bagaimana meningkatkan kemampuan siswa dalam menulis teks ulasan melalui film.
Ya, jadi ini belum bertanya. Ini belum bertanya. Rumusan masalah itu bertanya. Pertanyaan.
Tapi di situ sudah ada how, sir.
Nggak semua ada how itu bertanya loh.
Oh gitu, sir.
Saya bilang, saya nggak tahu bagaimana membuat bolu. Itu nggak bertanya. Saya nggak tahu bagaimana membuat bolu. Itu nggak bertanya. Itu statement. Jadi bukan harus ada how atau bagaimana, itu bertanya. Dan ini bukan bertanya. Saya ulang lagi ya. Bagaimana itu belum bertanya, belum pasti bertanya. Saya tidak tahu bagaimana membuat bolu. Itu nggak bertanya. Oke, ini Hayati dirumuskan lagi nih masalahnya. Belum bertanya. Eko ada Eko? Halo Eko.
Yeah, alright, sir.
Ada?
Yeah.
Jadi,
I'm here.
what strategy does the teacher implement in teaching Spanish? Jadi gini, the teacher-nya ini ganti dengan a teacher.
Oh,
What strategy does a teacher implement in teaching speaking? Jadi, the teacher ganti dengan a teacher. Ya, Yugi ada Yugi.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oke. Ya, Yugi ada Yugi. Enggak ada. Dia mau mengakikahkan anaknya ini, jadi sibuk undangan. Yugi, kalian diundang tempat si Yugi? Pak Edi diundang?
Enggak, sir. Enggak dapat.
Jadi Yugi dia ada apa, mau mengakikahkan anaknya, anak pertamanya, mungkin dia sibuk. Oke. Ada Pak Yugi sini, ada enggak ada ya? Nggak ada. Nur
Halo,
Alia.
sir.
Mana? Ya, mana? Siapa? Who is speaking?
Ini Umi, sir.
Oh, Umi. Siapa?
Iya, Umi yang tadi, sir. Umi, sir. Umi Rida, sir.
Ya, nanti dulu.
Yang tadi judul saya bilang beda, yang punya sir sama dengan Prof Didik
Ya,
tadi,
nanti
sir.
dulu ya.
Oke, sir.
Alia ada, Nur Alia.
Yes, sir.
Oh ya, Nur Alia. Mana Nur Alianya ini? Nur Alia nggak ada fotonya?
Yes, sir.
Masalahnya, how can teaching speaking by using serial pictures improve the junior high school student interest in English? How can teaching speaking by using serial pictures improve the junior high school students? Copying. Halo, mana Nur Alia tadi?
Yes, sir.
Ya, studentnya bikin dulu
Iya,
jamak.
jamak. Iya,
Jamak
iya.
apostrofi.
Nanti, ya, S setelahnya baru apostrof kan, sir?
Ya.
So, itu, can I ask you about
yes.
Lebih cocok pakai interest atau ability, sir? Students ability atau students interest?
Bagaimana? How can teaching speaking by using serial pictures improve the junior school student? Ability bagusnya.
Lebih cocok ability ya, sir?
Iya, ability.
Oke. Satu lagi, sir.
Ah.
Kalau misalnya kata teachingnya dihilangkan, sir, langsung how can speaking by using serial pictures improve the junior high school students' ability in English? Gimana, sir?
How can speaking?
Iya, bagaimana berbicara dengan menggunakan serial pictures bisa meningkatkan kemampuan siswa dalam bahasa Inggris, gitu, sir.
Lebih bagus di omit the word teaching.
Oh, gitu.
Tapi karena
grammarnya tepat itu.
Karena?
How can teaching speaking? Grammarnya tepat itu, sir. How can teaching speaking?
Iya, bisa, benar. Cuman karena kita F-keep, saya lebih cenderung nggak usah dihilangkan teachingnya.
Pakai aja, sir.
Pakai aja, karena dia F-keep.
Oh, iya, sir.
Oke, nah. Sekarang
Thank you, sir.
thank you. Si Rizky Evionita, where is Rizky Evionita? Mana dia Rizky? Ya, mana? Rizky Evionita. Rizky Evionita, ada? Mana dia orangnya? Oke, Rizky nggak ada. Si Rizky nggak ada. Muhdi ada Muhdi. Muhdi? Oh, Muhdi juga nggak ada. Ari ada, Ari Ningsih, Ari.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yeah, right. Jadi, what awareness does the student have in speaking? Maksudnya apa ini, Ari?
Kesadaran apa yang dimiliki oleh murid di dalam berbicara bahasa Inggris gitu maksudnya, sir. Seberapa sadar murid itu untuk berbicara bahasa Inggris gitu dia.
Oh. Jadi bukan kesadaran apa ya? Kalau kesadaran apa, what awareness dia?
Seberapa sadar gitu, sir.
Seberapa sadar. Jadi kamu mau mengukur, meneliti berapa sadarnya ya. Berat itulah Pak Ari. Cuman bagaimana cara ngukur? Bagaimana cara ngukurnya? Ini orang psikologi nih. Mengukur kesadaran. Coba diganti masalahnya apa, Ari? Karena kalau kesadaran, mengukur kesadaran ini orang psikologi nih, nggak jurusan FKIP bahasa Inggris.
Yes, because that yesterday I asked to Sir Didi. Kemarin Ningsi tanya ke Sir Didi, kata Sir Didi, boleh Sir, makanya Ningsi kemarin buat problemnya yang ini gitu.
Jadi menurut kamu, bagaimana lah meneliti kesadarannya itu seperti apa? Bagaimana lah itu mengukur kesadaran itu?
Kalau dia melalui kayak assessment and feedback gitu, Sir?
Bagaimana itu apanya? Kesadaran, mau diteliti kesadaran. Salah ya? Saya pernah neliti juga ini. Sekarang ini kalau menurut saya ini garapan lahan orang psikologi nih. Enggak
Yes.
enggak jurusan pendidikan bahasa Inggris. Enggak, makanya saya nyuruh aja kamu ulang lagi, ulang alik aja ini masalahnya.
Oke, Sir,
Nah,
oke.
jadi ini orang psikologi nih.
Harus yang mengarah ke FKIP-nya, Sir.
Iyalah, pendidikan bahasa Inggris. Jangan ke psikologi.
Oke. Oke, I see.
Oke. Jadi ini udah saya komentari, bagusnya ini juga menjadi masalah penelitian kalian untuk tesis, kan membantu. Kalau nanti yang lain bisa saja, boleh saja, nggak harus ini masalah penelitiannya. Cuman kan bagusnya dari sekarang udah dioret-oret gitu, udah dioret-oret rumusan masalahnya, judulnya. Gitu. Ada bertanya? Ada yang mau tanya? Have you got any question?
Sir,
Ya.
nah saya mau bertanya, Sir, tentang how the teach adverb acquisition tadi, Sir. Sebaiknya gimana ya, Sir? Atau Latifah tambah?
Saya tadi kan nanya.
Ya, Sir.
Adverb acquisition itu apa? Gitu. Saya baru sekali ini dengar ini lah.
Ya, itu masih rancu, Sir, pertanyaannya, Sir. Atau Latifah tambah keterangannya, Sir. Gini, Sir. How the way to teach adverb acquisition to Batubara children at 6 years?
Jadi adverb acquisition itu apa?
Adverb acquisition itu, Sir, pemerolehan kata keterangan, Sir.
Seperti apa itu misalnya?
Gimana ya mau dibilangnya? Aduh, aku.
Udah, jadi gini aja Latifah. Ini nanti rumuskan lagi masalahnya, kemudian terangkanlah sama kami itu adverb acquisition itu seperti apa. Sama juga dengan siapa tadi, ada lagi acquisition juga, cuman dia adjective acquisition. Adjective acquisition, si Sinta. Oke, itu aja yang mau saya komentari. Kemudian ya cobalah siapa yang mempresentasi hari ini, bicara.
Sebenarnya kemarin nih kelompoknya si Meli sih, cuman Meli kayaknya hari ini kan berhalangan hadir. Iya, karena ada izin.
Iya.
Jadi kayaknya kami coba masuk ke kelompok kami lah saya. Eko apanya.
Iya, nggak apa-apa. Ya, silakan.
Please start the presentation.
Okay. Bang, boleh screen layar?
Yang bisa Bu Waryati kayaknya hostnya itu.
Udah bisa, udah diatur kok.
Ya.
Udah multiple.
Sila.
Okay, it's Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajma'in. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's thanks to Allah for the beautiful morning today, and don't forget to praise and salutation give to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this opportunity, we are from the sixth group. or for the seven, the seven group. We would like to present our PPT today. The title is Learning Style and Learning Strategies. So I'm here as a moderator and my partner is my teammate Sir Edi Zulfikar and Zulkifli for the speaker also. So for today we have three speakers for today. Okay, I will try to explain first the definition, style, and strategy. So before we going to start, I mean, can we recite the characters prayers, sir?
Yes.
Can we recite the characters prayer?
Well, yeah, you start the prayer. Start the prayer.
Sorry. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we going to start the presentation, better we pray first. So I will recite the character prayers. A'udzubillahiminasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, ikhlaskanlah hati kami untuk belajar karena-Mu. Jangan hanya karena untuk mengejar nilai, mendapat ijazah, mencari kerja, dapat uang banyak, berumah tangga, dapat anak dan cucu, lalu mati. Kami sadar ya Allah, hidup yang demikian sangatlah gersang dan menjadikan hidup kurang bermakna. Ya Allah ya Rabbi, jadikanlah belajar kami menjadi ibadah. Untuk itu kami selalu memulainya dengan bismillah ya Rabbi. Hindarkanlah kami dari datangnya terlambat, belajar karena terpaksa, belajar karena ingin imbalan. Ya Allah, hindarkanlah kami dari perbuatan melawan orang tua, melawan dosa, mencertai orang lain, meremehkan teman, mengejek teman. Ya Allah, gerakkanlah hati kami untuk menolong teman dan orang lain secara ikhlas tanpa mengharap imbalan. Jadikanlah persahabatan kami persahabatan yang setia karena-Mu. Ya Allah, jadikanlah kami orang yang jujur, sabar, tidak iri, tidak dengki, tidak suka marah, tidak suka menyakiti hati orang, percaya diri, tidak mementingkan diri sendiri. Ya Allah, bagi kami yang muslim, ringankanlah hati kami untuk tetap melaksanakan sholat. Sesungguhnya sholat itu penentu perbuatan baik lainnya, ya Allah. Doronglah kami untuk melaksanakan amalan harian, mingguan, tahunan yang dicontohkan oleh Rasul-Mu Muhammad SAW. Bagi kami yang non-muslim, doronglah kami untuk tetap melaksanakan ibadah sesuai dengan agama dan percayaan kami. Ya Allah, ya Rabbi, tumbuhkan dalam diri kami untuk selalu mau bersedekah terhadap orang lain. Tidak boros, mubazir, selalu bersih dan harum, dan berpakaian rapi. Perkenankanlah ya Allah, seraya tangan kami menadahkan tangan kepadamu. Sesungguhnya Engkau maha mendengar lagi maha melihat. Amin. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Enough. So, I think we are going to the presentation. So in here, our topic today is about learning style and learning strategies in a multimedia environment by Edi Zulfikar, Zulkifli, and Eko Saputra. And the definition, style and strategy. Style is a term that refers to a...
Bentar, Eko.
Yes, sir.
Is there any slides? I mean, why don't you use the screen? What do you share screen?
Yes.
Slide, slide-nya gitu.
Yeah.
Screen.
I already shared my PPT, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But I cannot see the slide.
What's the problem? So I already
What-
shared.
what-
So what about the others?
The others, right?
Yes.
Can you see the slide?
No slide yet, sir.
No,
sir.
So what's the problem? So I already shared in my laptop. For PPT.
What you share only the screen of your mobile,
Right.
not the screen of PowerPoint.
No.
So
Repeat once more, Kong. Repeat once more.
Okay. Wait a minute. How about now?
Click the material and open the material, the PPT one. Okay. Okay, we can see the screen.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Hilang lagi.
Hilang lagi.
Hilang lagi.
Yet.
How about this one?
Dibuka
Not
aja,
yet. Not
dibuka
yet.
PPT-nya dibuka aja.
pulang.
Oke.
Itu di kelas B.
Udah dibuka.
Ekonomis kamu nih.
Ed.
Aduh, gimana?
Iswariati mungkin bisa bantu share kan tadi materinya udah saya kirim tadi di grup.
Yes, Miss.
Soalnya kami di sini ada kendala teknis kayaknya.
Yes, Miss. Could you help us, Miss? Sorry. Okay, this one.
All right, I can see the slide now. Oh no.
Wait for a while, sir.
Kenapa ngopo? Dia bilangnya. Langsung Iwan bilang, Sony. Dari siapa tidak mau. Gak tahu ya, gak tahu yang orang Malaysia, siapa yang bilang gitu? Loh, ini yang semua kayak warnanya kalau yang warna kayak Jogja ya. Ya.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Ma. Well, ladies and gentlemen, because our topic today is about learning style and learning strategy, so I would like to, we must understand first what is style and strategy. So I will explain to you what is style and strategy. Yes. Can you continue the slide number 2, please?
Yeah.
Okay, the definition, style and strategy. The style is a term that refers to a consistent and somewhat durable inclination or liking within a person. And strategy is a special method for approaching a problem or task, modes of operation to achieve certain goal, structure designed to control and manipulate certain information. Okay, probably we'll continue, the explanation will continue by Sir Zulfikar, Sir Edi Zulfikar.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Eko, as the moderator today, and give me a chance and time to continue the presentation related to the learning style and learning strategies. My honorable lecturer, ladies and gentlemen, in this time I will present it related to about the learning style. Ms. Wang, please go to the next slide. When we're talking about learning style, there are some definition from expert. Yeah. Some expert make some explanation or definition about the definition of learning style. For example, according to Fleming and Mills in 1992, the learning style is the tendency of students to adapt certain strategies in their learning as a form of responsibility to get a learning approach that is in accordance with the demands of learning in class or school, as well as the demands of the subject. And then another expert, Drummond, in 1988, in page 186, defines learning style as an individual's preferred mode and desired condition of learning. So that is, learning style are considered a way of learning or learning condition favored by learners. So based on the definition above, so we can make a conclusion that learning style is a characteristic of cognitive, affective, and psychomotoric behavior as a relatively stable indicator for learners to feel connected and react to the learning environment. So the definition that is more direct to related to language learning, the definition more related to language learning, related to learning style, is as a guide. Yeah, learning style are defined as approaches used by students in learning new languages or learning various subjects. So when we see the slide here, some researchers add several stylistic factors to second language acquisition related to the language acquisition English teaching learning in the classroom. There are five stylistic factors, but today I will discuss and explain about the fifth point related to the visual style, auditory and kinesthetic. The first kind of learning style is visual or learning by seeing. Yeah. So visual style is learning language by seeing. So for students who have a visual learning style, which plays an important role is the A, or the vision, or the visual of the student. In this case, the teaching method used by the teacher should be more or emphasize or on demonstration or use a media. Invite the student to object related to the lesson or by showing the props directly to student or describing them on the board. The student who have a visual learning style must look at their teacher's body language usually and facial expression to understand about the subject material. So they tend to sit at the front so they can see clearly about the teacher body language and facial expression of the teacher and the material. They think using pictures in their brain and learn faster using visual display, such as like the teacher can use such as a diagram, use a picture textbook, use a video, and etc. In the classroom, usually visual children or visual students prefer to write down the detail to get the information. So the visual learning style has some characteristic. The first is start rather quickly, and then the student usually attention to appearance in dress, presentation, not easily to distracted by first and remember what it's seen rather than remember what it is seen rather than what is heard. Prefer reading rather than being read, and fast and determined reader. And then the second style is the second style is auditory. So auditory style, the student learning by listening. Yeah, I repeat once more. This style or auditory style, the student learning by listening. So auditory type student rely on their success in learning through the ear or hearing instrument. For that, so the teacher should pay attention to their students down to their hearing aids. So children who have an auditory learning style can learn more quickly by using verbal discussion or listening. I repeat once more. Children who have an auditory learning style can learn more quickly by using verbal discussion and listening to what the teacher has to say. And usually auditory children can adjust the meaning conveyed through voice tone, pitch, high and low, speaking speed, and other auditory methods. So written information sometimes has minimal meaning to auditory child listening to it. So these children usually memorize faster by reading text and the children usually memorize faster by reading text aloud and listening to tapes. And then the third is kinesthetic. So kinesthetic or psychomotoric, yeah. So the student learning by moving, walking, and touching. So children who have a kinesthetic or psychomotoric learning style learn through moving, touching, and doing. So children like this find it difficult to sit still for hours because their desire for activity and exploration is very strong. So students with this learning style learn through motion and touch. The kinesthetic has some characteristic. The first is usually the student who have the kinesthetic or psychomotoric learning style usually speak slowly and then need appearance, not too easily distracted by a chaotic situation, learn through manipulation and practice, memorizing by walking and seeing. Yeah, so usually the student or children who have a kinesthetic learning style usually memorizing by walking and seeing, and then use finger as a guide when reading, and then has difficult writing but is great in storytelling. So that's about some learning style related to the visual style, auditory, and kinesthetic or psychomotoric. And then on the slide before, some researchers added several stylistic factors to second language acquisition, like field independence, life right brain dominance, ambiguity tolerance, and then reflectivity and impulsive. I will make a short explanation related to this one. The first is about the field independent style. Yeah, what it is? What is it? Yeah, what is field independent style? What is it? Field independent style. Sorry, sir. It's a person's ability to perceive a particular relevant item or factor in a field of distracting item. Yeah, the ability to see a specific item or factor that is relevant in a field composed of confusing item. Field dependency is the tendency to depend on the total plane so that the parts inherent in that plane are not easily recognized, while the total plane is seen more clearly and as a compound form. So in general, psychological terms that field may be perceptual or it may be more abstract and refer to set of thoughts, ideas, or feeling from which your text to perceive specific relevant subset. And field independent style enables a person to the first is to distinguish part from a whole, and then usually field independent style, a person can concentrate on something like reading a book in a noisy train station. Yeah, I repeat once more. Usually people or student with this style, with field independent style, yeah, can concentrate on something. For example, reading a book in a noisy place like a train station, and then can analyze spirit variables without the contamination of neighboring variables. And then the second is life right brain dominance. Left right brain dominance. When the child brain matures, various functions become positioned to the left or right hemisphere. When the left brain is associated with analytical, logical thinking, with mathematical information and linear processing, and then in other hand, right brain capture visual, tactile, and auditory image. And then the last is ambiguity tolerance. the first style is ambiguity tolerance. So some people are relatively open-minded in accepting ideologies and even texts that contradict their own views. And then the second style from this style is ambiguity intolerance. So when the first is ambiguity tolerance, and then the second is ambiguity intolerance. When ambiguity tolerance, some people are relatively open-minded in accepting ideologies and even facts that contradict their own views. When the ambiguity intolerance, some people are close-minded and dogmatic. They tend to reject items that are contradictory or slightly incongruent with their existing system. So that's all about my part. So the presentation will be continued by my teammate, and I give this time to give back this time to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Edi Julfikar. Already explained to us about the learning style. So next we are going to the material about learning strategy. Maybe will deliver by Sir Zulkifli. For Sir Zulkifli, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll try to read the last learning it is children tend to make fewer reading errors than impulsive children. It's according to Kagan, 1998. However, impulsive people are usually the faster readers and eventually master the psycholinguistic guessing game. According to Goodman, 1990. At the act of reading them, style may not in itself get in the way of understanding. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Eko. The screen is yours.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all about our presentation for today about learning style and learning strategy. So for all audience, if you have a question or still not clearly about the explanation, the time is yours. If you have a question and suggestion, maybe the time is yours. We open the question section for the all audience.
I have two questions for the presenters.
Yes.
My name is Nur Alia. The first question is about, as you know that the #1 education in the world is in Finland, right? Finlandia. Have ever read in Finland about learning strategy? They use the approach of multiple intelligence. The students center, we teach the students with the students' skills, the student talents. Like if the students tends to the kinesthetic, so we should make persuasive method with kinesthetic and audio, video, do you think is it possible to use the
Sorry, Miss Miss Nuralia, can you give the main point of your question?
Yes. Is it possible to use the multiple intelligences or multiple intelligences approach like kinesthetic, like audio, nature, language, like that in Indonesia? So we can be better in education. This is my first question. And the second question, I saw that there is a right brain and left brain to know about the characters of the student. As we know that, do you know Stephen test?
Yes, I know.
Yeah, Stephen's test is used for, we know about the
Five, I mean.
10, yes, and right or left brain.
There are 5.
So my question is it effective to use or to do the Stephen test to students or to kids? So we know about the student right brain or left brain. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for Ms. Nuralia for your question. So Edi Zulfikar, can you answer?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Eko. I'm apologize because I can catch the voice clearly because some noisy voice there. So I can come to the first question is, can we combine the three of learning style from visual and then auditory and kinesthetic in one condition, right? In one condition. That's the question, Mr. Eko or Ms. Nuralia. The combination of the three learning style from visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Itu pertanyaan tadi kau ya?
Yeah.
No, Mr. Zulfikar, I mean like this. Can we teach in the school? Can we teach our students using like strategy? I mean that kinesthetic strategy, like file about the audio, video, like that. Okay.
In the same time, you mean?
In learning style, we call it multiple intelligences, kecerdasan majemuk. So, is it possible to use strategy in Indonesia so we can be better in education? As we know that Finland use it. So Finland is #1 education in the world.
Apakah gini
Can you get
kira-kira?
my point?
Apakah mungkin itu dilakukan di Indonesia gitu ya, Pak?
Yeah, that's right.
About the audio visual, kinesthetic.
Kita ngajarkan anak itu sesuai dengan
kemampuannya.
Talent, skill ya. Skill dia. Ada anak memang dia suka video, ada anak dia memang suka kinestetik. Jadi ngajarin matematika, ngajarin bahasa Inggris dengan kinestetik itu memungkinkan nggak kayak gitu? Karena di Finlandia mereka seperti itu. Jadi mengajarkan anak berdasarkan memang talentnya si anak. Can we do it in Indonesia?
Okay, thank you, Miss Nuralia, because we are not an expert here, so we will try to answer answer with our knowledge about these questions. So for this question, for the first questions, when we are teaching in a class, if a student has multiple learning style of preferences, and most of us too, So in my opinion, then we are able to tap into a variety of learning modes, which will enhance our ability to retain information. For example, in a class we have 40 students in a class, for example. In 40 students in the class, exactly is they have different style in learning or in studying a material. For example, maybe a student may have two strong preferences such as a visual and auditory. Another students strong in auditory and kinesthetic. And another example. So some individual have no particular strong preferences and are combination of all three. So we can combine visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. So if the student does have multiple learning styles or multimodal, the advantages can multiple learning strategies include the ability to learn more quickly and at a deeper level so that recall at a later date will be more successful. So we can for the point is we can for in teaching different style for in many students in the class, we can combine the three of the learning style that we have discussed before. But can we apply? Can we implemented this style like in Ireland as your questions? It's related to the political policies in our country, I think. Like we have discussed yesterday with Prof. Laut related to the foundation of education, because politic in Indonesia, political or policies make some important have an important thing, so jadi politik itu intinya adalah karena kadang-kadang kebijakan politik itu akan mempengaruhi bagaimana sebuah kebijakan pendidikan itu dilakukan dalam sebuah negara. So I mean that it's depend on the government, our representative in DPR make policies related to the thing like you said before. Maybe Mr. Julkifli and Mr. Eko can make some addition answer from the question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Sir Zulkifli, can you add the answer or not?
I have no more explanation about the question, but the point is it is very clear that as a teacher, we should combine the learning style or teaching strategy in learning to a student, because students, they may have different style in learning. That's very clear, I think.
Why Indonesia is the left behind country? Exactly, Vietnam is upper than us, lebih di atas kita lagi pendidikannya daripada Indonesia gitu. What is the weakness? Kira-kira kenapa? Apa gitu? Indonesia masih tidak bagus gitu pendidikan. What is the weakness of the teacher or our school or the government? So Indonesia is still left behind in education.
Okay, I think when we're talking about that, there are many factors related to to that problems, I think. So like the mental of the people of Indonesia, and then the political policies related to education, the process of education, like maybe as we know that when we have a new cabinet in a new government, we have new education ministry, where as a paradox, when we change the ministry, we will change the curriculum also. So I think the political policies, and then the curriculum, and then the mental of the people of the people mental of Indonesian, and another and many factors is make the condition of our education in Indonesia is still in the pillar of another country in Southeast Asia, I think. But when the program of mental revolution from the government can be success, and the mental of the mental of us as the people of Indonesian can be changed to be a good mental, and then support by the good policies related to education and curriculum. I think we can make our education in our country will be better in the next time, I think.
Well, thank you.
Okay, it's clear, Miss Nur Alia?
Yes, Alhamdulillah. And second question.
Oh, the second question. Can you repeat again your second question, please?
Yes, my second question about the Stephen test, brain test otak.
Yes, Stephen test, right? The fingerprint, right?
No, Stephen test.
Yes, Stephen test by fingerprint.
Yes, by fingers.
Yeah.
We know about actually by Stephen test, we will know our kid or our students hand kecenderungannya right or left brain is effective to do. So we can hurt our student in learning teaching activity. That's my question. Is the Stephen test effective to do for the students? So we know about the 10 kecenderungannya di mana, about the karakternya.
I have ever heard about the Stephen test, but I'm not yet. I'm not yet to try to test my fingerprint. And what about our about the potency of the child? I think Stephen test in one way to find, to know, and the potency of the student or the child. But in Indonesia, maybe not all Indonesian people know about the Stephen test, yeah. But related to the potency of the children, when as a teacher we know the potency of the children, maybe in Stephen test we can know that the student is more usually can learn effectively and success by using visual learning style. When we know the potency or the good thing from the students, so I think as a teacher, as a good teacher, back to my answer to the question number 1, we should know the needed of the student in the classroom. Jadi apa yang dibutuhkan siswa itu dengan segala potensi yang ia miliki, yang masing-masing potensinya different potensi, so we can make different perlakuan berbeda ya, different treat to the students, but it's hard to do in a class with the many students in the classroom. But when the student is not when the student is in a small number, I think we can more focus to teach the student with each potency that they have, I think. But I think Nada can make some additional answer, so can give some information about your question. I think maybe probably Mr. Zulkifli can add some answer to answer the question of Miss Nur Alia. Thank you.
Okay, I will try to add the explanation about sleeping, but I will explain in bahasa, because this explanation is more complex, I think. Okay, Miss Nur Alia, tentang sleeping. Kebetulan saya adalah orang yang sudah pernah tes sleeping. Dan tes sleeping itu ada lebih dominan ke otak kiri dan otak kanan. Otak kiri itu adalah thinking, itu berpikir, kemudian dia sensing. Sensing itu lebih cenderung dia jagonya dia mengingat. Kemudian di otak kanan ada yang namanya intuiting atau intuisi, dia lebih ke imajinasi atau lebih kreatif, jiwa kreatifnya otak kanan. Kemudian otak kanan bagian bawah itu ada namanya feeling, dia lebih merasa. Kemudian ada yang otak bagian tengah itu namanya insting, lebih cenderung ke insting. Kalau dikaitkan dengan pendidikan kita untuk anak-anak atau untuk siswa terutama di Indonesia sendiri itu masih belum sepenuhnya ada sekolah yang menerapkan sistem sleeping di sekolah pembelajaran. Setahu saya di Medan itu sendiri ada di Alpitian ya, Alpitian pernah juga membuat itu, menerapkan itu, tapi belum sepenuhnya. Artinya gini, ketika sekolah telah memutuskan ingin mengajar anak sesuai dengan kemampuan anak, artinya intuisi adalah bagian intuisi ya, difokuskan kepada imajinasinya atau kreativitasnya. Kemudian di bagian thinking dia lebih critical thinking, lebih di bidang eksak, di bidang kimia, matematika itu mereka lebih jago, lebih analisisnya lebih bagus di otak kiri, dan sensing juga. Itu artinya sekolah lebih fokus untuk menerapkan itu. Artinya dalam satu kelas itu ya boleh saja nanti di orang intuiting saja. Artinya mengajarkan sebuah pembelajaran dengan keinginan mereka atau kemampuan mereka, kelebihan mereka menggunakan otak kanan. Artinya biar tidak bosan. Karena memang kalau bisa dikatakan Finlandia menerapkan itu ya itu memang suatu hal yang pencapaian yang bagus, karena itu adalah tepat sasaran gitu. Mereka mengajarkan dengan orang yang benar-benar membutuhkannya dengan metode yang dibutuhkan. Kalau di Indonesia sendiri kan banyak siswa yang memiliki potensi masing-masing, tapi diajarkan dengan metode yang berbeda. Artinya ada yang mampu, ada yang tidak. Karena memang bukan mereka adalah anak yang bisa dikatakan bodoh, tapi metodenya yang mungkin salah seperti itu. Kalau memang diterapkan Stephen itu harusnya ada kerjasama antara sekolah yang benar-benar serius untuk menerapkan Stephen itu. Artinya ya tadi dari satu kelas orang otak kanan, otak kiri, dan otak kanan, otak kiri, dan metode yang tepat digunakan itu sangat efektif menurut saya. Tapi memang di Indonesia sendiri yang setahu saya itu belum ada sepenuhnya sekolah yang menerapkan itu. I think that's about my explanation about the sleeping
Okay, thank
to
you.
our student in Indonesia. Yes. Is it
Karena kan
clear?
gini ya, Pak Eko, faktanya gitu kan di lapangan banyak yang udah tamat S1 misalkan atau tamat kuliah S1 atau SMA gitu.
Salah jurusan gitu ya.
Ya salah jurusan, nggak berada di tempatnya gitu. Sampai udah tamat kuliah pun masih nggak tahu dia ternyata kecenderungannya apa, dia potensinya apa gitu. Kira-kira berarti tadi sangat efektif gitu ya kayak jawabannya. Okay, thank you.
Okay. How about the others? Do you have question or suggestion for us about the presentation today? For the others.
Media. Yang baju warna biru itu.
Well, class, you have a question or suggestion?
Yang itu, yang dia 9 deh.
Okay, if you don't have a question, so we will.
Hello.
Okay, yes. Mr. Dharma.
Yeah. I see learning strategies divided into 3 main categories.
3
based on 3 main categories. And when I these strategies only many states in 1985. So I want to ask why kenapa kamu memilih strategi yang disampaikan oleh si Meli? Apakah strategi kondisi Indonesia ini gimana sebagai foreign language? Bisa didengar?
The last slide, Mister, about learning strategy. Okay. My teammate, Sergio Kipli, can you answer the question?
Pertanyaannya, kenapa sudah dipahami pertanyaan kan? Belum.
Coba sekali lagi. Once more.
Oke, itu kan di the last slide itu dikatakan bahwasanya learning strategis itu dibagi menjadi 3 kategori. Dan mengenai itu kan disampaikan oleh Oi Mele pada tahun 1985. Itu kan pernyataan si Oi Mele kan itu. Jadi kan yang menjadi pertanyaannya, apakah ini strategis yang dikatakan oleh si Mele ini cocok digunakan di negara kita, di mana bahasa Inggris itu sebagai bahasa asing? Nah, itu pertanyaannya.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dharma.
Okay.
Sir Eddie or Sir Zulkifli, do you want to answer the question by Mr. Dharma? Especially for Sir Zulkifli. Are you with us now?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, if the question is it suitable or not? That's why there are three kinds of learning strategy: cognitive, audiovisual, and kinesthetic. As a teacher, we should combine. Yes, I think it's like the first question. Which one is suitable? Is it possible? Is it okay? The point is, as a teacher, as an educator, we should have the ability to master these three kinds of yes, I think.
Is it possible, sir? Is it clear, Mr. Dharma, about the explanation or the answer?
So please mute your speaker because it's very noisy there.
Okay, so
Hello, Mr. Ginting.
Yep. Thank you for explanation. It's clear for me.
well, ladies and gentlemen, there is a question for us. Do you have a question for suggestion? If you don't have, try to closing the presentation.
Yes, why don't you close, Echo? Just close because I have to say something in this presentation and I have to leave before that. Okay, thank you. Why don't you close, Echo? Close the presentation.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all about the topics today about the learning strategy and learning style and learning strategy. So I'd like to thanks for all audience here, and thanks for your attention today. So let's say hamdalah, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yang bisa tuh pinjaman.
Sekarang saya yang bicara ya.
Yes.
Yang lainnya dinyalakan di mute karena panah mic-nya. Jadi gini, di situ ada tiga learning style, ya kan? Ada visual, ada auditory, ada kinesthetic, ada 3 style. Yang 5 ini enggak style, yang 5 itu bukan stylenya, tapi adalah faktor-faktor stylistik. Jadi mesti kita luruskan dulu. Learning styles ada 3. Yang 5 itu bukan style, tapi adalah faktor-faktor stylistik. Kemudian saya mau ngasih komentar bahwa yang learning style itu ada 3, bukan 5. Yang 5 itu adalah faktor-faktor yang menentukan gaya belajar orang. 5. Saya agak acak-acak aja, artinya nggak apa kali. Kalau kita bersyukur kepada Allah, let's thank Allah. Let's thank Allah. Langsung objeknya. Bukan let's thank to Allah, nggak pakai to. Begitu juga kalau mau berterima kasih sama Nur Alia, thank Nur Alia. Thank Nur Alia.
Tadi penelitian lah kan yang bantu-bantu.
Bukan, thank you
Asal namanya masuk aja.
to Nur Alia, nggak gitu. Kemudian ini saya kasih komentar tentang ini. Kalau dipersilakan bertanya nggak perlu bilang I want to ask, langsung aja pertanyaan. Jadi kalau udah dipersilakan bertanya, langsung aja pertanyaannya, nggak usah bilang I want to ask, karena memang udah dipersilakan. Kemudian sesama kita nggak usah sekan atau nggak usah mistekan. Kita ini kolega, teman sejawat, teman sekantor, teman satu kerjaan, teman kantor, teman ngajar, satu angkatan, nggak usah pakai nggak usah pakai mister, nama aja. Jadi kita nggak usah mistekan kawan kita gitu, nggak usah mistekan kolega kita gitu, karena sama ini sama.
Kalau sebagai bentuk penghormatan saya nggak boleh juga.
Itu untuk orang yang kita hormati, kalau satu kelasnya kita. Satu kelasnya kita ngapa pakai mister, nggak perlu pakai nama aja langsung. Yang lebih lucunya lagi diikuti oleh Mister itu diikuti oleh last name. Jadi nggak ada Mr. Eko, Mr. Edi nggak ada. Apalagi Zulkifli cuma satu kata, repot. Ya, Mr. itu diikuti oleh last name. Jadi tolong sesama kita nggak usah pakai Mr., nggak usah pakai se. Yang repotnya lagi itulah. Seharusnya kalau memang mau konsisten, Mr. Saputra bukan Mr. Eko. Zulfikar bukan Mr. Edi. Kalau paksa kali mau harus menghormati Jul. Sama juga Mr. Ginting, mana ada Mr. Dharma? Gak ada Mr. Dharma di dunia ini. Yang ada itu Mr. Ginting. Ini si Zulkifli satu kata repot ini. Saya apakan nama awalnya, nama akhirnya itu juga. Jadi nggak usah pakai Mr. itu pakai se. Satu kolega, satu kelas, satu angkatan. Nggak perlu membilang, is it clear Nur Alia? Is it clear? Apa yang kita bilang ini nggak perlu kita tanya. Jelas atau enggaknya sama orang. Nggak jelas sama orang itu nggak urusan kita. Apalagi ditanya dengan are you satisfied with my explanation? Mana mungkin puas. Sampai kiamat nggak puas-puas itu. Dan kita bukan alat pemuas. Tolong jangan bilang lagi, is it clear? Do you understand what I have explained to you? Are you satisfied with my explanation? Nggak ada itu. Orang nggak ngerti, orang nggak jelas, nggak urusan kita. Berarti masalahnya bukan di kita. Masalahnya di orang itu. Jul, mana sih Jul? Nah, Edi mana? Edi, mana Edi? Edi, mana sih Edi? Nggak ada Edi. Edi. Hilangkan kata maybe, Edi. Macam mana? Kau aja nggak yakin dengan keteranganmu. Mungkin. Mesti pede loh. Meyakinkan orang jangan pakai maybe.
Yes, sir.
Kau aja nggak yakin dengan statementmu pakai maybe. Macam mana kamu mau percaya?
Siap, saya siap.
Ganti dengan probably. Lebih akademis dia, lebih akademis. Kalau maybe itu nggak meyakinkan. Gimana orang mau meyakin dengan apa yang kita bilang? Kita aja pun nggak yakin dengan apa yang kita bilang. Jadi hilangkan kata maybe, nggak usah pakai maybe. Pede aja membilang kalimat kita itu. Ya kan? Ya kan, ini banyak kali saya apa ini nggak seperti apa? Saya toli gitu, bikin toli. Ada 5 loh dipakai maybe-nya dalam diskusi ini.
Yes, sir. I realize in the end of my statement, sir. Saya ingatnya di akhir-akhirnya baru kok pakai maybe aja tadi. Di akhir ganti
kebiasaan itu payah itu. Kebiasaan itu payah kali. Nah, latih. Jadi kan apa? Jadi rather than, bukan rather than.
Siap, sir.
Nanti ayah kamu kita baca pula father, padahal father, rather. Father. Nanti repot juga tuh father. Father, rather, father. Ini tadi masih mengatakan finger, padahal finger dengan G, finger dengan G, bukan dengan J. Fingerprint, finger dengan G. Kalau kejadian itu event, bukan event organizer, wedding organizer, event, event bukan event. Kalau event bahkan event kejadian. Oke. Mana tadi si Edi-nya? Masih Edi, mana Edi? Halo Edi. Jadi can be success, salah. Can be success, can be successful, atau can be succeeded. Tapi can be success nggak bisa. Kalau mau pakai success, can be a success. Can be a success atau can be successful, adjective, can be succeeded, verb. Tadi Nur Aliyah membilang as we know that. Si Nur Aliyah 2 kali mengatakan as we know that. Si Edi mengatakan 1 kali as we know that. Hilangkan kata itu, nggak usah bilang itu. Sebagaimana yang kita ketahui bahwa kalau udah tahu ngapain dibilang-bilang. Sebagaimana kita ketahui bahwa 2 tambah 2 sama dengan 4. Ada poinnya. Halo. Sebagaimana kita ketahui bahwa 2 tambah 2 sama dengan 4. Ada manfaatnya saya bilang itu?
Nggak ada, sir.
Nggak ada. Makanya itu orang kita aja yang bilang tuh. Sebagaimana kita ketahui bersama bahwa untuk apa mubazir. Langsung aja bilang. Yang udah tahu nggak usah dibilang. Apalagi di bahasa Inggris kan pula lagi. As we know that bla 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 bla. Mat Yunus Salayan ini kok masuk di grup kita ini? Mat Yunus.
Sorry, sir. Actually, the Zoom should be ended at 10. And it will be used in another class.
Okay, so, let's finish. Yeah, let's finish. Kalau gitu ya, saya selesaikan aja. Sebenarnya masih banyak yang mau saya bilang ini, Oh, ini hari apa aja? Hari Selasa aja. Tanggal 15. Oke ya?
Alright.
Tanggal 15 saja. Oke ya. Oke, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Lagi